Every day you wake up and you're always making choices and decisions. So think the decision through. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we are going to be discussing the evergreen debate, which is, should you follow your head or should you follow your heart? Okay, if you haven't checked out last week's video, you can click the link above and I'll take you to the video. So watch it and come back here and let's begin this preachy video. Okay, so I wanted to do this video because I actually was going through a dilemma recently where I had to choose between my heart and my head. Now, it kind of just prompted this research in me where I was like, you know what, let's see what do people actually say about following your heart and your head. And I found that the main thing is you need to think through decisions, because when you want to react quickly, your heart will tend to take the lead. But when you take your time and really think about the decision that you're about to make, your mind takes the lead. So let's begin, okay? Now, I am someone that loves logic. I love when there is results. I love when there is structure, and I like thinking through my decisions. Sometimes I just dumb through them. It's nothing more than that, but I tend to have faith that I will get through it pretty much, right? Now, I've never been a heart follower purely because I think that if you follow your heart, it can tend to lead you to situations that maybe you don't want to be a part of. Now, again, this is an opinion. It's what I think, and it doesn't have to necessarily resonate with you. And again, logic. I love logic. But I think you have to think about the fact that if you are a logic thinker, like if you want to follow your head all the time, you got to think about how your heart feels sometimes. You shouldn't take decisions where you think logically is right, but it puts your heart and your soul at an uncomfortable place. Basically, you're not at peace. Right now, in the ideal world, we will have a balance between the both. We will know what our heart wants, what our head wants, and we find the sweet spot in between. But reality is that does not happen a lot of the time. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, I found actually in my research that the first thing is obviously think through decisions. Think it through. Take your time when making a decision of any sort. Every day you wake up and you're always making choices and decisions. So think the decision through. Think of the consequences. Think of the long-term effects. Think of maybe where do you see yourself with the decision? Yada, yada, yada. When you take a decision really quickly, like I mentioned earlier, your heart takes the lead. Okay, and sometimes your heart is quite irrational because it's very emotionally driven. So take a step back and really think about the decision you're about to make. Think about all the different things that can work out, that can go wrong. You know, think it through. And if your heart is still content with the decision, go ahead. You have found your sweet spot. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you get a job that pays really well, but it doesn't ignite anything in you. You are not passionate about it. But let's say you get a job that is super amazing, you are passionate about it, and it's your dream pretty much, but it pays really less. What are you gonna do? It's a tough situation to be in. Now, ideally, you would want the best of both worlds. You would want to get the job that you love with the salary that you love as well. If you follow your heart, you might go to the job that is your passion, and if you follow your head, you might end up going to the job that makes better money. But what you need to think about here is think the decision through. Again, so let's say you're looking at the option of the passionate job. Look at your finances. Is it something that you can handle? Can you live with the salary? Is it meeting your base requirements? Are you able to make ends meet? If you are, then by all means, go ahead. Who is stopping you? Nobody, right? You've thought it through and your heart is with you on it. But let's say you really cannot. You can't maybe work with this budget. It doesn't even fit your basic needs. Then you know what? You gotta go for the other option. But here is where I think something. You have to take the decision that does not trouble the other. Okay? So with your head or your heart, it should not trouble the other. Okay? And I learned this because I don't know if you guys know this singer Love, like obviously everyone knows him, but he has a song called The Other. It was one of his earliest songs, and the chorus of it, I'll play it actually right now because it's just so beautiful. Hold up the book on goodbyes. There's never been a way to make this easy. And there's nothing quite wrong, but I don't feel right. Either your head or your heart, you set the other on fire. So in that song, he basically is like, you know, you're gonna set the other on fire, which is your head and your heart. But I think you need to take a decision that when you take it, you're not endangering the peace of the other. So let's say you take a very logical decision, okay? You are like, yes, this is the right decision, great. But if you are not happy with it, like if your heart is not content with it, then you're gonna have a lot more problems in the future. And if you take a decision that, you know, your heart, you love it, it's great, you need to make sure that logically everything's gonna work out for you, right? It's that easy, you guys. Now, another thing I want to emphasize on is you need to have faith in yourself that you will bounce back if either of the decisions go wrong, and you need to build resilience. For me, I used to always say, I used to jump into situations without even thinking. Not emotional situations, but logical. Like I would take on too much, maybe I would take out a lot of responsibility, a lot of burden, whatever it is. But I always had faith in myself that I would get through it. I would always tell my mom this. I'm like, I get it done somehow. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I remember when I would take a lot of responsibility back in school, way too much responsibility for a 15, 16-year-old. But I would get it done. I would push through and I would get it done. I have that faith in myself. Even now, I know if I am in a very horrible situation, I have put myself in with a lot of responsibility, a lot of burden, I know for a fact I will get through that. So you need to have that faith in yourself, and you need to build that resilience as well when your decision goes wrong. Okay? So you don't blame yourself for it, because I've been there. I have blamed myself when I took stupid emotional decisions. I'm like, God, why did I do that? And it's normal. None of us are perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. So I think having that faith is also quite important, and building resilience. I'm reiterating the points again and again because it's that important. Okay? So that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below and click the notification bell right next to it so y'all know when I upload a video, which is usually on Saturdays. Okay? Great. I hope you all have a great day ahead. I hope you keep loving yourself and choosing yourself every single day, honey. Every single day. Okay? And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.